What up? How do? Welcome to another fabulous Panel Mondays. I mean, it's the only live I do anymore. So let's have some interesting conversation. Let's see where this goes. See if anybody wants to join us, wants to come in, wants to say hello to the guy that left his lights on in his car. How in it I am today, or how kind of distracted I was, evidently. I'm sitting out here. I locked my car. And look. You can't see it. Now you can see it. I done left my lights on. What's up, Johnny? Someday I'll learn to turn off my lights when I get out of my car. There we go. That'll probably help the battery out. When I'm getting old, sometimes I don't lock it. Sometimes I forget to turn off the lights. And I haven't even been drinking. I haven't been doing anything. Okay. Now I'm back to where I should be. Oof. Have you fished at all? I'm going to start drinking now, but luckily I noticed my lights were on beforehand. Nope, I don't drink during the day anymore. Cut that out. Usually I'd have like one of these during the day, but not anymore. Broken it down to just the two at night. So been fishing anywhere, Johnny? I know it's getting to the bad time of the year, but I'm sure there's still something biting the pinnacle. It's a good winter lake. I haven't even checked for the trout stock when they start. It's usually January, though. Is it? You went wacky, you didn't go with live worms this time? It's usually a good winter lake. When I used to have my boat there, I catch like, wow, 7, 8 a day on my boat in the winter there. I sold another item on eBay. I did. It didn't work. I know. Now one of my friends is in Casitas. He fished in Casitas a lot. And now he's using live bluegill because that's the only thing he can catch them on. You're not supposed to use live bluegill. And he's got more baits than you can imagine. He's like a bait guy. But he can't catch anything on it, so now he's using live bluegill. I'm like, dude, you've turned to the dark side. You've done turn to the dark side. I'm still waiting for my my eBay money. The guy hey fish. Yeah, I told you that eBay wouldn't pay me until the guy got his money. Well, the guy got his money, and then I got a thing from today saying, "Hey, we paid you. It might take 2 to 3 business days for it to show up." Well, what the fuck? It doesn't take that long. If you gave me the money, it should be in there the second you gave it to me, not 2 or 3 days later. What's up with companies these days, man? Oh, they want to hold your money. Oh, and I sold a second item that I mailed today. I sold my little plastic model airplane that I have. I don't know why it's collectible, but somebody bought it for $25, and it's like 35 years old. Bachmann's mini planes. It's like that big, but I guess it's yeah, it's robbery. They have that money in the account that's getting interest. Of course, they want to hold it. Have you been fishing fish? I don't know if he's still in here, but oh. Yeah, but it's not a model airplane. You don't put it together. It's just a little plastic plane. It's our Boeing AO-17 or something. It's a military cargo plane. Plus, they have all the fighters and everything else, but it's by Bachmann, and I guess they're pretty collectible. It had like 67 people that viewed it, and it had like 9 watchers or something that somebody already bought it. But again, with that one, I won't get the money until they get the product. And then evidently after they get the product, until eBay they got the product, another 2 to 3 days after that. So I sell it, and then you get the money like 2 weeks later. Really? I was just thinking about that the other day. When is Black Friday going to be considered racist? I'm betting at some point it's going to become something, and we can't call it Black Friday anymore. I just thought that up the other day, but I'm betting it's coming. For some reason, somebody's going to get mad, and somebody's going to say it's racist to call it Black Friday. What are you saying? What are you saying? All those black people are cheap because Black Friday's when everything's cheaper and we can't afford it unless it's cheap? Is that what you're saying about us? I'm thinking it's coming. I mean, we got rid of the Redskins. We're probably getting rid of the Braves soon. There's a baseball team called the Braves. That one's probably on their hit list next. Hell, even as fishermen, we got rid of the squawfish. We had to rename the squawfish. It's now a pike minnow because American Indians thought it was racist, so we got rid of the squawfish. So I'm thinking Black Friday's going to be targeted soon. I don't know. I said to my friend yesterday, and he said the same to me. He goes, "Yeah, I think you're right." I know. That's the way I knew him. It was a pike minnow. I mean, it was a squawfish. And then somebody goes, "No, they're called pike minnow now." And I'm like, "Why?" American Indians thought it was offensive to their ethnicity. I'm like, well, that's kind of low and dirty. I mean, really? Which 99% of fishermen don't even know what a squawfish is. You go, "Oh, I got a squawfish." I go, "Never heard of that. What the hell's that?" How's it offensive when hardly anybody knows what it is? And doesn't squaw mean something else too? Pike minnow. I know. But hey, you gotta do it, man. If people think it's offensive to their ethnicity or their people, you gotta change it. I don't know who renamed it. Well, maybe they had a contest. Really? Yeah, those things are wicked, man. Big ass freaking teeth. We have like we have teeth like a freaking barracuda. The only place I caught them was in Kern River. I didn't catch them, but a bunch of people I was there with caught a bunch of pike minnow, and they put them on stakes. You're supposed to kill every one of them because they eat the trout. They wanted to catch trout, but they caught pike minnow. Yeah, those things are nasty. Don't think you have to like 3, 4 pounds, 3, 4, 5 pounds. They get pretty big. You love munching on trout though. I never caught one. I tried to catch one there, but I never caught one. I casted big crankbaits and everything right around where I thought the trout would be, but I never ended up getting one. Are they in Arroyo Seco too? Okay. I've seen them. I thought I saw them in there. I used to go to Arroyo Seco quite a bit. I knew there was something in there that was. There's another type of minnowy fish in there too. It's not. I think I snagged one. It's like some sort of. It's not a carp. It's some sort of other minnow type fish. It's not. It didn't have. It had a sucker type mouth. But I think I couldn't get him to hit anything, so I think I ended up snagging one just to see what it was. I'm like, I don't know, a Sacramento sucker, or I don't know what kind of sucker they are, but they're in there. Yeah, well, they're the only native fish, one of the only native fish in California, so they're going to be in every river. I know there's huge carp in the gorge, though. Big ass. We used to go to the gorge and jump, and you'd see big old freaking like 20, 30 pound carp like come swimming up from the depths in a school and then like disappear back down. I'm like, man, those things are huge. I mean, the water's crystal clear. It's just so deep at the gorge there that you can't see the bottom. Is there still water in them? I looked on Google and the bottom one's dry. I know there's those two. I used to catch bass from them in the 80s. It looks like the lower one is bone dry right now. The upper one still has some water in it. I used to catch them on top water at night. There, I'd go out there with the Devil's Horse at night. We used to camp there, and my other friends were up there getting drunk and partying in the campground, and I was down catching bass at night. Yeah, I think the lower one. Yeah, the lower one has leaks. The lower one is, yeah, it leaks through the. Well, there's a big hill right behind the like office that's there and that, but yeah, the water leaks through it. No, I haven't fished. Last time I fished was what, like 3 weeks ago at Pinot. No, I'm pretty much a an old school skateboard archiver now. I'm big on Instagram. Lots of uploads every day. Scanning through all my old magazines and old stuff that other people that are the old school skateboarders on Instagram don't have. So I'm trying to put up a bunch of old photos that they don't have. It's like after photos, I'm like, I have the magazine. That's it. I have that magazine. I have that magazine. I have that magazine. Plus, Skateboarder and Thrasher, their magazines are all online now anyway. So anybody can go through and take any picture they want of them. I'm uploading a bunch of like just weird, odd stuff I have. Don't get trout lures, dude. What are you doing? Not trout lures. Get crappie tubes. Don't go for trout lures. Go for crappie tubes. Yellow and white and grasshopper. Grasshopper. And the teeniest ones, like the 1/32, 1/32 ounce, the really teeny ones. As we catch them all in there. Every once in a while you get one on a spinner or a cast master or something, but no. Fish those little teeny crappie tubes. Well, that's all you need, man. I'm telling you. During that whole trout plan, I think I got 5 on lures, 5 on rooster tails, and like at least 100 on crappie tubes. Hey, Richard. I don't know, dude. Both the biggest bass we caught when we were fishing for a trout were on crappie tubes. Don't know why. Caught a 3.5, 2 4s, and another one that was like 2 pounds during the trout stock fishing, all on crappie tubes. It's an unforgiving, weird ass lake. It tastes weird, man. They're the weirdest fish I have ever seen in my 40 years of fishing for bass, that's for sure. At least as far as what they like and what they eat and how you catch them. I mean, buzzbait. Buzzbaits and topwater in that lake is like nothing anybody would come to when they came there. Average fish knows. Yeah, they're just weird though. I said I spent 10 years fishing there, fishing everything I thought they would want. Because I saw how many fishermen were there throwing just lures and spinnerbaits and everything else. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go to a jig. I'm going to go to like finesse technique. Never got a bite. I start throwing active stuff and I catch fish. It's just weird. It makes absolutely no sense. That I can figure out. And the buzzbait is, I think, the number one bait in there. But it's weird though, because there, it's funny because El Estero and Lock Padden. When Lock Padden used to have bass and I fished it, that's here in Marina, it's like 5 minutes from me. It was buzzbait. That was like the best lure in there. I'd say worms. Yeah, but no, El Estero and Lock Padden, which they're only like 4 miles from each other and really close to the ocean. Red and black buzzbaits in Lock Padden. That was the best freaking bait in there. First day I used it in there, I actually made trails to the other side of Lock Padden where people can't get or hadn't been in years unless you waited. And yeah, the first day I went over there, made my trails into a black and red buzzbait in the middle of the day too. I caught 18 keeper bass. It was freaking nuts. And then from that point on, it was always the best bait. Black and red buzzbaits. And I said it's kind of weird because they're both the same exact distance from the ocean. I mean, one's down from me, and the other one's in Monterey. But Lock Padden's maybe another 300 yards from the ocean. But I don't know, maybe that's the key. If you any lake that's close to the ocean, fish buzzbaits for some reason. It just seems to be what they love. And the funny thing is, I never see bass busting at either place. I never saw them hit the surface on their own at El Cerro, and I've never seen them hit the surface on their own at Lock Padden. That they would eat the hell out of buzzbait. Just crazy ass things we don't understand about creatures of the lake. Oh, and I didn't tell you guys this. I'm too busy. When I went to ship my clock, you know, the one I sold on eBay, I went to ship the clock. Not that big of a box, doesn't weigh much. $21.95 is what they wanted to ship it for, like the cheapest. And I had it all packaged and everything, and I paid for it. And she goes, "Oh, well, you should have put it in a priority box. It'll only be $16.25." I went, "Okay, cancel that, and I'll go repack it in a priority box." Yeah, I mean, as I said, in winter, go for the rockfish. That's what I'd say to do. That was always my winter hideaway, was going to the Coast Guard Pier and catch a bunch of the rockfish. You can't in December, December, January, February, all that. You can't fish from them from a boat, but you can still catch them on shore or a pier. And my friend's been trying to get me to go down to Santa Barbara and fish with him on Casitas. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm just not into it anymore. I spent 12 years being a fanatic and fishing like constantly. I think I just, I got to take time off now. It's lost interest to me. It became like a business rather than just going and having fun. So now I'll go fish with people, but I won't even film. I'm like when I went to Pinot last time, I'm like, nah, I'm not filming. I'll use it as a back to a relaxing sport. I love doing the archiving though. I love going through my old magazines. I love taking the pictures. I have to put them in. I have to adjust them, everything in Photoshop. It's like I couldn't get away with doing that on. I mean, Instagram. I'm going to start putting up like all kinds of archive footage of bass being caught. Nobody's going to want to watch that, but the skaters love it. They're like, oh my God, where'd you get that from? I've never seen that photo of you. Well, yeah, well, I have a secret little pack of stuff that nobody knows about. I have the old shit. Here's the thought. Well, yeah, I've been doing that for 2 months. Starting to get there. I think I gained like 5 or 6 subscribers this week or in the past month. So, but switching, I mean, yeah, I'd switching it up like that after so many years of doing fishing. The analytics on YouTube are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Although they didn't tell me what I'm uploading recently is doing better than my old stuff that I used to update. So, but it's going to take a while. Yeah, I mean, I said my most popular video still going with bass fishing is my tips and tricks. The best drop shot knot. It now has like 20, I think it has 20 something thousand views now. It's been up for 2 years, but for the first 6 months, I think it only had like 140 views, 200 views. For 6 months, it did nothing, and then I got into search, and now it's just like, I mean, even to this day, I just checked it. Past 28 days, it's gotten, I think, 1,200 views. Sometimes it gets up to it's gotten up to about 2,000 views in a month at one point. But yeah, it's been sitting around for like 2 years now, 2.5. I think I made April 2019 is when I did that tips and tricks. And now it's getting 1,000 views a month still, 2 years later. So I know it takes time. I mean, hell, I had fishing tips and tricks from Bocce Bites. Bocce Bites really suck for people to watch. But I have some of those on there that have been on there for 15 years, and they have 120 views. In 15 years, they have like 100. They have like not even 100 views or 110 views. And I think that's some of my best stuff, the old Bonzi Bites I used to do. But people don't want to learn that shit, you know? Not on YouTube. I think they always start in January. And they only do like a week ahead, 2 weeks ahead, something like that. Hey, NJ. What's up, my friend? Did you get your fishing done? You said you were looking to do some fishing. Something going on with I don't know, striped bass or something like that. I don't know. I said I've always been a bass fisherman, but I've always been on and off with it. I'll get religious with it for 3, 4, 5 years, and then I'll stop for like 2 or 3 years. I mean, I won't stop, but it's just not. And once in a while, and then I'll get into it again, and once in a while, then I'll get into it again, and then once in a while. And then I spent this marathon of being into it over the last 12 years. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't know. My kind of history of being a fisherman, it was always a side thing. It was always an escape from something else. And a lot of times the something else just got equal, so I would share the time between the two. And then other times the other thing I got way more focused on, so I didn't even fish. I mean, the last 12 years on YouTube was pretty much the longest stint of time I spent consistently fishing. And it was because I was trying to make it a business and trying to be a fishing channel on YouTube. I could have been skateboarding that whole time because I was still pretty good back then. But I didn't think anybody wanted to see old people skate. Which I realize a lot of people don't want to watch old people fish, at least on YouTube. So I was kind of at the bottom end of both things. But yeah, and then you had to deal with all that shit, especially when you're filming it. It's like so many days, especially in California, we have so much wind. It's like half the time I'd want to go film a show and that, but it was just too windy. I don't know. Or it was going to rain that day. I mean, when you're filming it, yeah. YouTube got too commercial. You had to have the best thing. You had to be fishing the newest reel, the newest rod, the newest lures, the newest line. If you weren't up with the new thing, nobody want to watch you. It's like, why are you fishing with that 5-year-old reel? Because it still works and it's still good. Have you tried out the new such and such rod? Have you tried out the new such and such reel? Oh, have you tried this new technique? Oh, have you tried this new bait? I'm like, no, I don't need them. I know how to catch fish on what I know. It's still stuff from 40 years ago. I still catch fish on it. I don't need to get some fancy looking new worm or fancy new color or I can make do with what I have and still catch fish all the time. So I'm fine with that. It's not what you do, it's the way that you do it. Old school, stick with it. It's all about the technique and the presentation, a lot more than it is the lure you're using. But now everybody on YouTube nowadays, it's about the lure. Oh, this lure will catch you. If you've never caught a bass in that pond, try this new lure. You'll catch them, dude. You'll catch the biggest bass in there, trust me. They can't resist this new lure. I've fished for bass 40 years. I've heard that probably 5,000 times from some new bait or some new lure that's going to revolutionize bass fishing. Baits catch fishermen more than they catch fish. But, that's why I found old school skateboarding is a lot easier to impress people with than old school fishing. I mean, who are the biggest channels for fishing on YouTube? Most of them are young channels. There's a few of the old schoolers that are still out there, but comparably, they don't do nearly as well as all the new channels. Yeah, exactly. That was my thing with my fishing. I didn't want to make my fishing. I didn't want my channel. I didn't even promote my own baits. I mean, come on. I didn't want it to be an infomercial for my baits. I never even said people. Half time people would watch my channel and go, "You have your own baits?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I say I'm fishing with my spinnerbait, or I'm fishing with my buzzbait, or I'm fishing with my flickum stick, or my dropping stick." But everybody's like, "Oh, you should promote it more." I didn't even know. Well, if you're stupid enough not to realize that I say I'm fishing my own, I don't even watch them anymore. I mean, everybody else told me I never watched their channels anyway, but I'm just, I don't know. I watch a few here and there, but I don't know. I was always much more in tune with, yeah, that's what I tried to do. But no, I've just realized I was much more in tune with skateboarders' mentality and how they live their life than I ever was with bass fishermen, how they live their life. Half, half the bass fishermen when I was in tournaments and that, but when I hung out with them, I don't know, afterwards in the parking lot and everything, I was like embarrassed to be around them. Corn! What is up, Corn? Yeah, I've been subbed to you for a long time. Hey, I made you that freaking intro, buddy. I spent time to make you that intro when you were a scratcher, remember? You weren't even a fisherman then. And I made you that scratcher intro. I don't know. It's just, I just realized that, being longer. If I even go live tomorrow. I might go live now. Now that I've been not fishing for a while, I might go live Fish Talk Tuesday. Show some of my old videos. It'll be like a CCB classics, and just sort of react and talk to some of my old videos. No, I don't know. YouTube might have got rid of me, but I subscribed to your new one because I watched it. Remember, I was trying to get footage from it when you asked me for an intro, but everything was in the phone perspective. I didn't want to make an intro off of the phone. Here, black thing. I subbed your new one. I did. I watched it tons of times. And I went over all your videos because I was trying to get stuff that I could download so I could make you an intro. You gotta remember, YouTube unsubs you from people. I've been unsubbed from so many people that I watch all the time. All right, I'll check it out tomorrow. Sorry, I mean, I got busy with all the skateboarding stuff. I said when I had the intent to do it and the time to do it, there just wasn't footage for me to make it. I didn't want to make something cheesy and stupid. I want to make something really cool. And now I've been spending all my time. I'm downloading a lot of skate footage in that because it's archived stuff for a lot of videos I want to make about skateboarding, and so I don't know. I'm just spending a lot of time. Not what I meant. Where kids go. No, I want to. It's just I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've gotten more nostalgic. No, more nostalgic to like bass fishing. Another life I lived for 25 years when I was really all the way into it, from like 76 till 2000. So that was like 24, 25 years I did that. So I don't know. It's just fun to go back to that now. I'll look at it. No, I know we're good. I mean, I'm just being me. I say things that people take the wrong way a lot, but I don't intend to mean it that way. It's just it's just the way it comes out, but it's not meant to be that we're not good or that I hate you or anything. It's just I don't know. I got sidetracked with the skateboarding thing. I want something like the fishing scratcher. Oh, okay. No, I'm good at intros. I love intros. I'm a huge intro fan of making really cool intros. But now I've learned to keep them down to like 20, 30 seconds. I used to do them like a minute, 2 minutes long. But now I've learned that really quick, just so you can talk a little bit and then you just have that little zinger of an intro and then back into your video. So That's exactly what I plan to make for you when I get to. Plus, backing off it now is probably easier for me. When I get too caught up in something, I I don't know. I don't get as creative because I get so caught up in kind of doing the same thing over and over. And I find when I back off and don't do it for like a year or something, when I get back to it, I have totally different concepts where it comes out of me totally a different way. So I think when I do get to doing one, it'll be really, really good. And it'll be something that'll be a lot more easy to mix in with the way YouTube videos are going now. Remember, I wasn't a YouTuber. I was like a TV guy. My show started out on cable access. I was all about the format of TV. And it's always been sort of that format. And YouTube was like confusing to me because it was more like a music video or something. Like, I don't know. It wasn't the same format as what I was focused on in the beginning. And I tried to keep it that old school look and that forever, and nobody caught on. So eventually I sort of changed around some. You have to show me how to use it. Just keep a template, man. I always tell everybody that. Keep a template. Have it set up the same. You got to add a little stuff in the beginning and then intro and then go from there, and then don't create it from scratch every time. You just leave it in, you just make a template in your software. So you just open up that template and your ending and all that other stuff with the words and the characters and all, it's all there. When you have it in there, you can change video underneath it anytime you want. Update it, you can change it for each new video. You keep the core that people are used to, and then you just change the photos and stuff. Or the fish catches like kind of in the background with it and stuff. That's the way I started doing it. And that's still kind of how I do it. With the new stuff with the skateboarding, that's how I do it. Because I took it off. I have a lot of it on my members only one. Not that I'm like saying, hey, become a member for a month and watch all my videos, but there are a lot of how to edit with, how to make a template, how to edit. All right. Thanks, Gerald. Yeah, I'll do one for you. I'll get to it. I'm just trying to. I'm so like Instagram now. One thing I never did with my fishing videos, I never focused on Instagram. And I heard that was what most YouTubers do to get themselves more noticed. It's been priority on both Instagram and YouTube. So with this new one, I'm very into Instagram and I'm into the YouTube videos at the same time. Trying to see if I get it right this time. And it's kind of working. I've had Christian Asoy get back to me. I've had Lance Mountain get back to me. I've had Bert Lamar get back to me. And today I had Tony Alva, the Tony Alva. I'm not skating, you don't know who he is, but pretty much Anyway, a little bit of an older schooler, as known as Tony Hawk. And I tagged him in a little photo of him, and he actually got back to me. So, I mean, that's kind of like being a fisherman and tagging Kevin Van Dam and him going, dude, I loved it. That's great. I mean, it's kind of the way I put it to people. Because a lot of people comment and they never get back. So, I had some people come in. Did you notice that? It suddenly jumped up to 5. It jumped up to 5. And now it's down to 1. I always forget about the East thing because, it's 9 here. It's 9 here and it's midnight there. I mean, back east. So, I'm on 69% now already. I've been on 51 minutes. That's good. Yeah, but I don't know, it's been fun. I've always wanted to do documentaries, so I have a lot of skateboarding documentary type stuff coming. And I don't think the bass fishermen would be into documentaries on the old fishing stuff. They'd be like, why don't we watch that? That's like old school. Nobody's gonna catch anything on those lures anymore. Nobody cares about that history. But skateboarding, I don't know, it's a totally different mindset. So that's just a lot of fun. It's killing my YouTube. Well, it's not killing my YouTube channel. It's killing my views on YouTube channel. But I'm starting to get a lot more subscribers. But subscribers want, so I'm getting now, want like 1/68th, 1/100th of what I have on my YouTube channel. So, but I'm building a core for that. So as I keep going with skateboarding stuff, hopefully it'll be as good a core as you people that love me as a fisherman. Anyway, I never blew up and got huge, but I met so many great people on here. And anyway, I don't really fish anymore. You guys still come back, which is like amazing. And I can always talk fishing. So, I mean, it hasn't left me. I can still go to a lake and catch fish if I want. I just don't want to focus on it that much anymore. I'm semi-retired. Put it that way. Just like I'm actually semi-retired from skateboarding. I can still roll around, but I'd rather film it than learn to re-skateboard and do a bunch of new tricks and stuff. Because I like the process of filming it at the time I was skating. So, I should put one of these in here just in case there's not many people in here, but maybe somebody will see it and come up. But yeah, that part of it too, and the whole I don't know, the whole live thing on YouTube. I still see all the people I used to join live, and they're still doing it like 3 and 4 days a week. They're just always on and live. They don't create regular videos. They're just still always on as lives and lives and lives. And I'm like, God, I'm to the point where I can only handle doing it like 1 day a week or maybe two. But to be going live like 3, 4, and 5 days a week, like, but they don't create videos. I also create videos. And now I'm trying to be a. Oh, now it says nobody's on here. Woo! I'm doing really good now. I'm doing really good. I got nobody watching me. Oh well, I'm not that interesting. I'm an old man in a midlife crisis. Take me as you will. It's fun to come on here and at least, catch up with the crew once in a while. Yeah, once in a while. But yeah. Ah. So I'm having, I don't know. I said midlife. Midlife? It's not a midlife. Well, maybe. If I live to 110, it's midlife crisis. It's reprioritizing. Reprioritizing. That's what I'm doing now. I'm looking at my life going, what really makes me happy? What made me more happy? So, yeah. I'm kind of back to that. That was, I mean, I'm probing even deeper. I'm thinking that skateboarding was always a fun thing to do all the time, and fishing was a fun thing to do once in a while in my history of it, I think. Well, not at first. When I first learned it, I wanted to learn, so I was there all the time. But once I got more into it and learned it a lot more, it was more just a lot of fun with friends and family and teaching them and fishing. But skateboarding was the same way, but I could do it every day. The thrill of learning a new trick and trying a new trick, it doesn't compare to it doesn't compare to fishing and catching a bass on a lure. Totally a 180-degree difference. Because one is, well, they consider fishing a sport, but compared to skateboarding as a sport, it's more like a real sport than fishing, I guess. I mean, the physicality and the mentalness and the skill level it takes to be a skateboarder compared to be a fisherman are quite different. So I think that's sort of the difference in the two things, I guess. And then, of course, I did get into the competitive side of bass fishing for like a year and a half. Well, for a year and a half with me in the front of the boat. And like 8 years as a co-anchor in the FLW, but that was nowhere near the same. That's like being a skateboarder. That's like being a coach to a skateboarder. You're not that good, but you coach someone to get better at skateboarding. That's kind of like how the co-anchor. I was in the back of the seat with the pro in the front, but half the time I thought I had more knowledge of fish than the guy in front of the boat. So a lot of times I helped them out and kind of educate them about it, but I had no say in it. I was in the back of the boat. They had their spots, their plans, everywhere they went to go. I was just along for the ride. And a lot of time, a lot of the places they fished and everything else wouldn't have been a place I would have picked to fish in that situation, in that time period on that lake. But I can't change that. I'm just in the back seat. I have to go where they go. I have to try and figure out how to catch a few fish behind them. It wasn't what I was expecting at all when I became a touring. That's when I realized, ooh, really? So this is why co-anglers usually catch just stuff on drop shots and jigs. I was an active bait guy. And I would fish those tournaments I did in a totally different way than they did. But I was randomly paired with them, and I had to fish something that was something I thought I could catch fish on that situation. So, yeah, I don't know. We still have nobody on here. Oh, one. Didn't notice this one. Well, that's good. At least I can always come on here and have my friends find me. They can come in and say, "Hey, what's up, Scott? How you been?" So I guess that's pretty good. I know everybody wants me to do human fishing again, but I'm kind of like, eh. I kind of had my run with that. Maybe, possibly, I'll start doing it again, but I don't know. I just don't really have much desire to do that either. I'm just suddenly this person that has no creative ideas. Just wants to sit back and hope that stuff I've done in the past is good enough. Someone might start getting views. Who's on here anyway? Sorry, I see a one. It says somebody's on here looking at me. Question and answer period starts now. If you want to ask me a question, Now's the time. There ain't much of anybody responding. And I'm running out of ideas to talk about on my own. So, how about that weather? None of them were right. I'm like the best person being live when nobody's watching. At least I keep talking. Probably ain't gonna talk much longer. A minute. Possibly, maybe, most likely, just shut it down. Let's get back to my normal, pathetic life that I live out here on the porch. Nick didn't even come tonight. He hasn't been on the last few days. He's been in chat. He's been talking. So I don't know. I guess I'm just getting less and less entertaining as we get older. I'm disappearing into the elders. Becoming, you don't want to go to Thanksgiving. You're going to have to talk to Uncle Scott and listen to all this weird ass freaking shit he talks about. I'm that guy, aren't I? I'm that weird ass relative. That's old and weird. Oh well. Kind of saw it coming. I won't lie. I think I've been that old weird guy forever. That's sort of my je ne sais quoi about me. I'm that weird old guy. Even before that, I was that younger weird guy. But hey, gotta live and learn, right? Life's only good if you entertain yourself and make it good. I guess. Kind of. This should be called, is it Panel Monday? No, this should be like Scott's self-reflective Monday. Because I just get on here and talk about all the things I'm reflecting on. I'm like a mirror. And I'm staring at myself with nobody responding. Reflective time. Panel Mondays. Reflective time with Scott. Yeah. I think that's when we change it to. So now it says 2. I'm still not getting anybody commenting. I have 2 anonymous watchers out there. I asked them to leave a comment, but nobody ever does. Oh, moon's not full anymore. It's what do they call it? Waning full moon? I think. Is it waning before it's full or waning after it's full? It's waiting before it's full. Was that an after moon? I don't know. I'm on here with unresponsive viewers. All right, guys, I'm gonna be shutting guys. All right, guy, wherever you are, I'm gonna be shutting this one down. I get the hint. Nobody wants to see me live. Nobody wants to come on. Everybody hates me. Not really. I'll do this regardless of people watching me because it still becomes video, and later on I can watch it and go, "Holy shit! No wonder they didn't want to watch me. I sucked." But anyway, um, I'm out, guys. Thanks for whoever's still hanging on. I'll be back next Monday for some reason because I gotta at least keep one day that I go live so people can go, "Oh, he's still live." All right, I'm out of here. Bam.